Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, June 1st, 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. This is Chart Gal Lori, and you are at the pregame show. If you're tuning in later in the day, you may want to fast forward till this says 6:30. I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers at that time. Between now and then, I'm going to do a little housekeeping, answer a few chart requests, and check my audio and visual. Good morning, Robert, Maddie, Maria, Lisa, Jorge, Matthew, Night Truck, Mal, Greg. How are y'all doing? How was your Tuesday back trading? Was it good? Hey, Anu. I already have a chart request inside of Chart Guys, so I will do that one now. INMD for Mr. Ivan. I still have this trade, in case anyone was wondering. I am in this swing position. Okay, come on. There we go. We have a double top at 27.61, 27.62 on the daily. On the daily, we have enough room for a higher low compared to 21.93. So I plan to sit through consolidation and then add to my position on a pullback if we get one. 27.28 is your resistance from yesterday, and you have support at 26.15 and 25.95. 4 hour is almost overbought. We could be looking at some consolidation sooner than later, so just be aware of that. Nothing wrong with it yet, nothing wrong whatsoever. I would say as long as hourly RSI is above 50, this is remaining strong. RSI means relative strength index. It measures the relative strength of a stock. Over 50 strong, below 50 weak. All right. What other requests do y'all have for me? Good morning, Crypto. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Crypto Baron. Hey, Sharon. Abramovic. Gigi from Belgium. Hello. Kookie, hi. Yeah, hit the like button, please. Hey, Casey. LSPD. And I have CRM on my list. CRM beat earnings. NQ's getting a little bit of a pop here. I looked at this one for you before, haven't I, Sharon? Let's see. $28 is your next resistance. Don't forget about prior supports that could act as resistance. And then we have $29.38, $31. We're in a daily uptrend. I have Tesla on my list, so we're good. Hourly is healthy, 25.65 support, 25.54. I'm going to say the same thing I said about the last chart. As long as this hourly RSI is above 50, I would stay in. I will be going over CRM. I will be going over Apple. I will be going over Tesla. Most got a downgrade. Fertilizer name. Dividend of 15 cents today to be aware of. Pretty sure it was a downgrade. Should I go check that? Let me check that. Nope, it wasn't a downgrade. What was it? If not, yep, coverage initiation. Coverage initiation with price target of $59. So that is below price, so that's slightly bearish. Be aware of that. 4 hours healthy. Hourly, you have support at $32. I would look at a top fish of 64.62 on any bounce. ADA. Nice EQ. And EQ means hourly equilibrium. So we got the higher high, higher low, lower high, and now we're attempting to set a higher low compared to 5937. Your key resistance is 619. Daily, we just have an inside bar. So we're opening up within yesterday's range, which was really big. So healthy consolidation would be welcomed by bulls that want to maintain this position and hold it for potential weekly move, but we were suppressed by that weekly ADMA, so bulls have a lot of work to do on this one. FCX. I thought so, Sharon. FCX. FCX, I was looking at this the other day. Obviously, it broke bull out of that rising wedge. Weekly odds favor a lower high compared to 51.99. So where the lower high goes, daily still looks like a rising wedge to me. FCX, I would be looking to top fish 39.49 on any bounce. That would be my fishing hole. 4 more minutes till we start with indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I'll try to get you ready for the trading day. What I do here is I wake up every morning, pick up all the puzzle pieces that were thrown on the floor overnight. I try to put the puzzle pieces together for you and give a layout. Once I put my microphone down and shut it off, new information enters the market that we have to be aware of and mentally agile for. So my goal is just get you ready for whatever may happen during the day. I obsessively set alerts. It helps me not have to watch every chart at all times. So what we have is this hourly resistance just went down on ES. We have an hourly higher high on ES. NASDAQ, we got that hourly higher high earlier. RTY, we just got an hourly higher high. And YM, we're testing it right now. The most important moving average we have going on right now is this hourly 50 MA overhead. We need to get a candle close above. And before I forget, I want to mention these hourly squeezes we have going on most indices. Brandon, MOS may have had an upgrade. It didn't come through on my watch list. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. You're welcome. Hey, Fat N. Yeah, hit the like button. Okay, Brandon, good to know. TLT. TLT is getting whacked by the 8 EMA, which is the fast EMA. Let me show y'all what happened with, do y'all see this world's most beautiful rising wedge here? I posted it actually in futures yesterday. I was looking at the T-bond futures, which correspond with TLT. And look at that rising wedge. We're breaking bear out of the rising wedge on the daily, which could be a weekly bear flag. Weekly lower high looks to be set now. 4-hour potential bear flag. 117.18 is your key resistance, and I would short a bounce into that area. You're welcome, Anu. 2 more minutes till indices. Well, this chart looks bullish. 4-hour is overbought. 4-hour overbought in a weekly downtrend. Bulls are going to be looking to top fish this soon against 111.24. I wouldn't fight these bulls as long as they're going to stay in a 15-minute uptrend. I would just let it be. But 4-hour overbought is typically a good place to scout a weekly lower high. It's like a back burner, reverse back burner idea. You have support 110 and 109.33. Oh, Chris, thank you. That's very nice. I'm definitely not the GOAT, but I did learn from the GOAT. Dan. You see a double bottom. 4-hour maybe. 120.52, 120.23, 120.61 in the 120s. Not a great look. Okay, game earnings today after hours per trading view. You may want to look at that. But yes, hourly got a double bottom, 120.61, 120.52. AMC is breaking through the lows of yesterday, a little bit weaker than game. I don't know. Don't know why they are looking down. No idea. Good morning, Malachi. Y'all ready to get started? Let's get this show on the road. How about it? Good morning, pre-gamers. Thank you for joining me. This is who I am. I'm Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at Charkow Lori, check us out on chartguys.com. What we do is through my friends of, how many friends do I have now? 1,110 friends. We help you navigate the trading day, whether you're working full-time or part-time, and we teach you how to fish. We give out fish when we see setups we like. We post them, we post entries, we post exits, but most importantly, we teach you how to fish. So what I do here every morning is I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, and movers and shakers of the day. And if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what those yellow candles are, which hint, hint, they're inside bars. And then when I'm done with the show, I copy these notes and I put them over in the TCG chat room for TCG members who want to slice and dice that data. So I'm going to apologize right now, but kind of not really, at all of my alerts. So alerts continue to help me. So the more discipline I grow every morning, say, okay, 4 a.m., start setting your alerts. It helps me get ready for the trading day. I find my best shorts are against very powerful resistance. My best longs are against powerful support. And the closer I can get to those supports and resistances, which are my backstops and or stop losses, it elevates my reward and decreases my risk. So I like to set my alerts, and I know it's super busy. My goal is not to make you cross-eyed. No offense to anyone who's already cross-eyed. Okay, so hourly 50 MA is overhead on ES. NASDAQ, so I have the green arrow pointing to the yellow 50 MA. Look at the distance from RTY, from price to the hourly 50 MA. It's a little weaker. Look at YM's pushing above it. It's a little stronger. So RTY is the weakest overnight, YM the strongest. And I would say NASDAQ and ES are neck and neck. So let me show you RTY since I don't have as many alerts here. I want you to look at the slope of this. So I know a lot of you use the 50, the 200, the 100. Why are they more flat on your screen compared to the 8 and 21? Because 50 data points go into this moving average. So if this is 1, so what would 50 be? Let's see. That would be back to mid-April. Oh, well, that would be days. On the hourly, that would be like 2.5 days. Let's just say back here. All of this data, you take this data point, this data point, this data point, and you divide all of those by 50 and you smooth it out. And then it plots a dot on the map right here. So that current dot is at 1880. 1880 is the average of the last 50 data points on the hourly chart. And it smooths things out. And you know, in your work, you smooth out for seasonality, right? When I used to run productivity numbers and we had a holiday weekend and no one worked that holiday, you take that out. You smooth out the data. So it's getting that current information and you're smoothing it out. And that's why those long EMAs, like the 50, like the 200, you see how flat they are? Because it's gathering a lot more information. So it's actually more powerful than the 8 and the 21 EMA, which weights the more current action more heavily, but it has less data in its database. So the 50 is actually more powerful than the 21 EMA. The 200 MA is more powerful than the 50 MA. So I know we all use moving averages. I like to stop maybe once a week and remind myself what a moving average is. So I know it can help and guide me with my trades. I call them my trade keepers. If I'm in a long and EMAs are below me, I stay in long as they are below me and vice versa. So looking at this 50 MA, do you see how it's rounded and pointing down? The slope of the EMA, the SOTIMA, the slope of the moving average is pointing down. That's slightly bearish. I'm going to make a note of that mentally. NQ, look at it, it's sloping down as NQ comes to meet price and ES as it comes to meet price. Now we have these squeezes. On ES, NASDAQ, we have squeezes. And a squeeze means that we have price compression where it's just curling, 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 and it's ready to explode out of this can of Coke that we're shaking up, either to the upside or downside. Odds favor to the upside with the proximity to the resistance versus the support, all right? But real volume, we're waiting for real volume to come in to tell us exactly what they're going to do. It's easy, or not easy, but it's easier to float up price on lower volume. So now when most of the market wakes up, and we'll see what we do then. Can we take out this hourly MA on our first real test? I guess you could call this a test. But on our second test, are we going to be able to take it out? Are we going to have to pull back for another higher low and then take it out? I would say overall, again, I apologize for my graffiti. I'm going to have to figure out a different system for my alerts, just set them after. Is a potential daily bull flag. Now, is it cute? No. Is it pretty? No. I'm not going to print this for my mom's refrigerator. We have a red candle, we have an upper wick of profit taking, we have elevated bear volume. That's not ideal. But I would say that the psychology is still there. The 4 hour, we got a wobble and a bobble, but she didn't fall down. So getting over 416775, 416775 is going to be key for changing that 4 hour trend. NASDAQ, getting over 1276850 will be key in changing that 4 hour trend. Now, if you're not a TCG member, let me remind you, the Fed starts quantitative tightening today. It will process $47.5 billion a month for the first 3 months. It will increase to the full $95 billion 3 months later. They are trying to reduce their balance sheet by $7.6 trillion by year end. This could impact price. And the Fed Beige book is at 11 a.m. and we have, that's Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern. And we do have some Fed speak today, to just be aware of that. So I'm watching this 4 hour chart. If I look at the daily here though, I want to show you one more thing. Do you see how we have these black, or the absence of color here? That's a squeeze on the daily. And I like to call them the Burger King bars. Let me really scroll in on for you. Okay, so this is the TTM squeeze. This is the momentum histogram. The momentum histogram has a zero line. And I guess we could think about it like kinetic energy. When things start to explode and then they start coming down, it's measuring that momentum, what has upward momentum and what has downward momentum. And I call these down at the bottom Burger King bars, the red and yellow. Those are bearish, and anything blue above the zero line is bullish. But do you see on the daily how we're getting our first blue bar? One more blue bar, that is a TTM squeeze, where we are squeezing to the upside. So it shows that real momentum shift. So despite 4 hour being overbought on lots of smaller time frames, or on other names, I forget what we just looked at, what name? Is it Disney? Yeah, Disney. 4 hour overbought. But this upward momentum on the daily is showing that bulls are getting some steam. Look at the daily. NASDAQ, we have it. Yes, I already showed you. ES, we have it. Squeeze. Bull momentum on RTY, it is fired. And YM, we have it. So it's really important that we see the momentum has shifted. We've gone from strong bear momentum and it is now waning. It is dying. Now, it doesn't mean they can't get it right back, but there is some bull momentum shift in the market now. So I gave you the 4 main levels for ES to change the 4 hour trend. Let me give you the supports. 4125 for NQ. 12581 for NQ. Excuse me. Try again. 4125 for ES. 12581 for NQ. 1861 for RTY. And 33,000 for YM. Thank you, Night Truck. I appreciate that. I've done that, and then I need to look at that. You know what? I'll look at that later, but I've done that before and something didn't come back online. So I'll definitely have to look at it. Night Truck is letting me know that with my alerts, I could possibly pause them. And I know it's something, stop all, restart all. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Thank you very much. That would take all those ugly orange lines off. Hang Seng closed slightly red, and DAX closed slightly green, and thereby not really giving us a lot of data. VIX is what I look to. It's been my main. There we go. We're breaking bear out of this 1 hour EQ. This is the number, folks, 2557 and 2551. I want to see 25 or anything. I'm going to do an asterisk. Anything. 2549, 2548, 2547, because that tells me 2551 went down, and that is very good for market bulls. So this hourly EQ bear break is wonderful for market bulls, but we're coming up on some heavy support on the 2-day EQ on VIX at 2551 and 2557. Oh, all right. Okay. These spammers. Oh well. Are we making it? Y'all are nice. Hey Roger. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And hey Winter. Okay, that makes sense, Eddie. MES, the micro contracts, the volume is so high now that it's okay that we can do that. So that's a good idea as well. So you and Night Truck are helping me, and I appreciate it. And if I forget to say it, hit that like button. I always forget to say it until I read y'all's comments. Okay, so VIX is the most important chart for me watching 2551. If we break below the hard deck, the Top Gun, the hard deck is 2550. If we break below that, that's great for market bulls. Okay, this came up yesterday. One of my beautiful, wonderful trading friends, she is just an angel. She messaged me and said, Lori, should I sell X option? I have 2 of them and I'm up nicely. Should I sell? Just know that if you're asking me, I will always tell you sell. And you're like, how can you just make that carte blanche statement? As humans, when we're asking, should we sell? Typically that means we know we should sell and we're hesitating. We're hesitating making that decision. If you're at the point that you're asking me, it's telling me 2 things. You're pretty bad in the red and it's starting to bug you, or you're pretty big in the green and you're starting to get scared it's going to whittle away. So if you have 2 calls or 2 puts and you're up nicely, just know, if you ask me, and I can almost guarantee it for any of the chart guys, gal or guy, of the 6 or 7 of us that there are, if you ask, should I sell? We're all going to tell you at least sell one. At least. You tell me you have 1,000 shares of X, Y, and Z, and you're up decently, I'm going to say at least sell 1/3 or 1/2. So if you ask me, your trading buddy, your wife, your husband, should you sell? The answer is always yes, because something inside you is telling you it's going to come against you, come back on you, or that you shouldn't be sitting through this loss. Your instincts are telling you what you should be doing. And here's another tip and trick. And I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me. If I could tell you every time it happened to me, I could collect a nickel, I'd be a millionaire just from this one thing alone. If you look at your balance and you get excited like, oh yeah, I hit another target, I hit 6 figures, or I hit this rounded number, you get excited, you should probably sell or move up your stops. It never fails. It happens every time. And maybe it's just me. And this doesn't apply to you at all. This doesn't happen. But if you are tempted to go look at your balance because you know it's doing well, then that's usually a sign that you need to start locking in profits. If you like your balance or profit for the day, don't give it back. It's literally the biggest superpower secret of becoming a successful trader. Shut down that brokerage platform. We had a prior member, his name was One Trade a Day. And he would trade 1 trade in the morning, either at open or a little bit after open. Fail. If he made money, profit, loss, he'd shut down his brokerage. I thought that was so much self-restraint. Because, life's short. Why spend all day at the computer if you don't have to? Make your money and move on. And it is a serious superpower. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being funny. I am being very serious. Shutting down your brokerage platform once you've made your day maker or close to your day maker, or if it's a tough day trading and maybe you only eked out $100 profit green and it was a tough day trading, take it and run. Knowing when to trade and having the decision when to trade and when not to trade is our superpower, because most of us are not professional traders. So the indices, hourly 50 MA overhead. So we talked about that. VIX hourly IBs, which that has broken bear now. Hourly EQ has broken bear. And the 15-minute EQ, we're looking down at 25.59 and 25.51. All right. Thank you, Night Truck. I appreciate you. He's helping me with all this alert mess. Okay, Bitcoin. What did I write on Bitcoin? Bitcoin potential daily bull flag, hourly EQ, hourly double bottom. So on the daily, see how this one looks a little bit better than ES and NQ we were looking at that had that red candle? This looks a little better. We're above the EMAs. We're over 50 RSI and we have a daily squeeze. Look at ETH. We're below these EMAs. This isn't a bull flag, and we're well below the daily 50 RSI. ETH is just a little bit weaker than Bitcoin. Now let's scroll in a little bit on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we held that hourly double bottom and we just got an hourly higher high. Ethereum, we got an hourly higher low and we just got an hourly higher high, and we're breaking through 1958. It's a good sign for crypto bulls, and it may be a good sign for market bulls. Sorry, I'm getting messages and I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything big. Hey, MG. You'll never ask me that. Mal, it's okay for you to ask me, but I think it's good for you to know before you ask me or anyone. And I'm not discouraging you from asking me. I'm just saying I have messaged Dan before. I've messaged Jason. I've messaged people, should I sell? And it's always yes. It's always, because if you're asking the question, you're already at the decision tree, that algorithm or flow chart of decision tree. You're already at the bottom of that decision tree by the time you're asking. So it's usually a yes. I can't think of a rare occurrence where I've said don't sell. I can't think of one. And there's also liability with that. I'm not going to deny that. There's liability. If I tell you don't sell and the profit goes away, you're going to be like, why did you tell me to sell? Okay, gold is finally popping. My goodness. Gold has been so weak. Monthly downtrend, weekly downtrend, daily downtrend, 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend. So I was watching this 4-hour stair step. Oh, look, we got a bull break. So hourly higher high, 15-minute higher high. So now conservative bulls are waiting for a pullback to get a 15-minute higher low, trying to nail this potential. It's too soon for weekly higher low. I can't even say that. Hourly higher low. Oil is getting tripped up by the hourly 50 MA. It's also a nuisance for it. We have a double top at 116.94, 116.81. On the 15-minute, we got a nice bounce, but we still have a double top. 15-minute higher low is more likely. Bulls have given themselves enough room. Nat gas, the 21 and 8 EMA is taking care of price. We have this little 4-hour bear flag. We haven't broken bear out of this potential bear flag. We need to lose 8.11 in order to confirm that. Key resistance is 8.43. Remember, we have oil inventory tomorrow. I don't know if the estimates come out after hours today or not. They normally come out on Tuesday. Our entire energy schedule was shifted due to the holiday, so please don't forget. Jamie, that is so true. There's more in the question than the answer. True. Conservative trading. Okay, dog. That makes sense, Robert. That makes sense. Sorry, I'm just taking a small chat catch up because it got busy while I wasn't looking. All right, now let's go to our movers and shakers, starting with Apple. Daily testing 50 RSI overhead, top fish setup against yesterday's high. So if the market is strong, any top fish setup goes to the wayside. If the market is strong, then we just look at the long setups. If the market starts showing weakness, then we only look at the short setups. But a top fish against 150.66 makes sense. Now, I'm saying this, I understand the RSI is above 50 and we have a little squeeze here. So actually it's a more bullish setup for Apple. 4-hour, it was approaching overbought. Hourly is cooled off. Man, I'm already changing my mind. I'm taking this off. I don't like this. Daily is under the 50 RSI and hourly is above. My typical rules, okay, so I would go long around 148.35, short around 150.66, and do nothing in between. How about that? Amazon actually had this set up typed up before Dan mentioned it. We have that split June 3rd. We talked about it yesterday. I said there was a top fish against 32.20 right out the gate. And if we got over that, the top fish was off, and I'm bullish Amazon this week. I had a long on. I am bullish Amazon going into this split. So I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold and first 15-minute oversold, and I'm still long Amazon. I just rolled up my options. I sold on this first spike yesterday, my $2,300 call. And then on this pushback, I added a $2,350, and I was sold the $2,350 back in here. And then on this pullback, I added a $2,450, and I still have that one. So I'm rolling up and out to protect my capital. At one point, this $2,300 was worth over $15,000. So I'd rather be getting $2,500 ones, and then I'm locking in profit. I'm saying, okay, my profit is now secure, and I'm only risking a portion of that profit to stay long Amazon. So I like a 5-minute and or a 15-minute. So I'm looking for a 15-minute oversold or a 5-minute oversold. Chris, I like that. What you think about the cloud sector off CRM earnings? Microsoft now, I like it. I like it. So I like Amazon long, and I'm staying Amazon long. And then Lisa, I think you asked me about the next target. I would say 2556. Now I recognize the 4-hour is overbought on Amazon. I understand that we're in a weekly downtrend and 4 hours overbought. That's typically a good place to start top fishing. So I'm not going to get overly bullish and just throw all common sense out the window. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay in long as these 5-minute EMAs stay below me. And then when the character shift changes and we get a 5-minute lower high, lower low, then I will possibly look to either hedge my long position or take my long off completely and enter a short. I know, JH, I'm totally making it. Okay, so that's Amazon. CRM. Definitely be a patient bull on Amazon, waiting for that 5 or 15-minute oversold. Okay, we're already getting another leg up. Our high of the earnings reaction was 175.44. We're already over that. So yesterday's high was 167.28, and the 0.382 is 167.25. So I like pullbacks to that area for potential buy. If we don't get that because the bulls keep going with it, then I'm just going to wait for first 5-minute oversold. And yes, I like your cloud space, looking at your cloud names for possible CRM bullish overflow. Google. Thanks, creative thinking. I'm not going to tell you I played it perfectly. I did pretty well, but I did not do it perfectly. I'm actually going to start videoing my trades today. I watched a YouTube video yesterday, and it mentioned how Tom Brady watches his film. He watches tons of film, and I don't record my trades. And I'm going to try that today and see if I can improve my personal trading and thereby help you improve your trading. So I'll let you know how that experiment goes. Okay, Google has daily lower high. Dan pointed this one out. We are still in a daily downtrend. We did not get over this resistance of 23.38. So once they got hit by that snap guide down, unexpected guide down, they kind of got walloped like Pens did. Facebook is in a daily lower situation, lower high, lower low situation. So Google top fish against yesterday's high makes sense, 23.14.70. The market's strong, back away from the idea. Same thing with NVIDIA. Aggressive top fish at 18844, a less aggressive at 18945, but a top fish against NVIDIA makes sense, looking for that weekly lower high to be set. This is a beautiful setup. This is a beautiful long setup. So I'm just going to sit on my hands the first 15 minutes. I'm going to see how this plays out. If they start taking out the midday highs like 190.74, then I know top fishes aren't for me today and look for longs. So I'm just going to let things kind of play out just a little bit, 15 minutes at least. I'm going to watch my market internals. Are they trending bullish? Are they trending bearish or are they chopping around? So I'm going to give myself time today because I have conflicting signals on the books. If we're in weekly downtrend and 4 hour is overbought, I have a hard time telling you to go long on those names. So that's why I'm kind of stuck. SMH, same boat. Top fish against 24659, the high of yesterday, or a bottom fish against 24073. And let's see if this bull flag can get going. 12 hour. Yeah, 12 hour bull flag potential. Then the Nvidia top fish is off the table then. Tesla. Why do I have Tesla here? I should have XLE. I was not prepared for anything with Tesla, but let me go over it because I promised y'all I would. I like the top fish against 77810. 77810. Hourly's holding 50 RSI. We have a squeeze. Be careful for another leg up. Above 760, I'm wrong. And then I switch to a long hat. So down here I'm long and up here I'm short. Blow and XLE. So I had VLO. They got a downgrade this morning. I like a top fish of VLO. 13323. I don't know if you'll get it that high. I would say anything around 131. Using 131 as a stop for a top fish on VLO. Looking for an hourly lower high. XLE, same thing. Top fishing 89 area and or 89.57. Looking for an hourly lower high. Yeah, good vibes all around. Okay, what are your requests? I'll go over one or actually, man, Dan's starting live in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let me see. Coin. I'll go over coin. If y'all could hit the like button before you exit, I'd appreciate it. This is definitely a weaker one. I would be looking for a top fish against 83.28. Daily's in an uptrend. Top fish against $79 or $80.60. I like a top fish of this one. This one's weaker than names like SMH. All right, Visco, and then I'm done. Victoria's Secret. They had earnings yesterday and they beat. Who would have thunk it? Not me. Support 43.70. Then 40.88. So I would like a pullback buy on 43.70. I went over ADA earlier. That was one of the first ones I went over. You could hourly top fish 62 cents. But I wouldn't say this is weak yet. We're fighting to hold that 50 RSI. All right, that's all for me. You stop losses, hit that like button, and give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori.